We're diving into something today that is it's deeply personal, but literally everyone struggles with it. We are going to completely tear down this massive myth that's probably holding you back right now, especially if you're working in a company and feeling stuck. You probably think, oh, I just need a little more motivation to finally succeed. Well, wrong. What you actually need is discipline. And this lack of discipline, it's the exact reason why so many people stagnate at their jobs, just watching their coworkers get promoted year after year. So in this explainer, we're breaking down a powerful framework into 5 actionable steps that can honestly change the entire trajectory of your life. Just let this sink in for a second. Your life isn't bad, your daily choices are. Man, that hits hard, doesn't it? But think about it. The reality is, we make the exact same bad decisions, rely on the same tired excuses, and then, shocker, we end up with the exact same disappointing results. Like, every morning, your alarm goes off. And what happens? You hit snooze. When you're supposed to be working on that big project, you pull out your phone. You watch one reel, then a second, then a third. And by the time you go to bed, you're telling yourself that classic lie, I'll change tomorrow. But tomorrow never actually comes, does it? And here's the downright terrifying reality about this whole cycle. If you don't change these daily habits today, the next 5 years of your life, they are going to look exactly the same as today. Think about that for a second. 5 years from now, you could be sitting at the exact same desk, dealing with the exact same career frustrations, making literally zero progress while everyone else passes you by. You keep wondering why your life isn't changing, but nobody's told you the real truth. Your life doesn't change from one massive, dramatic decision. It changes through small, relentless daily actions. Okay, let's dive into this. Step 1, shift your identity. See, the biggest problem isn't actually that you're lazy. The real problem is that you've totally convinced yourself that you're a lazy person. True change doesn't just start with what you do. It fundamentally starts in your mind, with who you believe you are. The human brain, it's fascinating. It always acts in alignment with how you view yourself. So you have to stop saying, I'm trying. When you say you're trying, you're basically giving yourself an automatic excuse to fail. It's just weak motivation. Instead, you need to start declaring, I am a disciplined person. Even if it feels a little, fake or untrue at first, this shift in mindset is absolutely critical. You are demanding a higher standard from yourself, literally just by changing your internal vocabulary. So here's how the sequence actually plays out. Your identity changes first. Once you genuinely believe you're a disciplined person, the actions just follow naturally because you're just acting like yourself. And when those actions change, the results transform permanently. You have to completely kill that I am lazy narrative right now. Changing your identity is the absolute foundational requirement for permanently changing your output, both in life and at your job. Right, so once your identity is set, we move to the immediate daily battlefield. Step 2, master your morning. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we're talking about. If the very first thing you do when you wake up is check your work emails or open up Slack, your focus for the entire day is instantly destroyed. You're letting your company's agenda completely hijack your brain before your feet even hit the floor. Instead, you need to protect that first crucial hour. Drink some water to hydrate, go for a quick 10-minute walk, read for 10 minutes, and then launch directly into your most important work of the day. That first hour literally dictates the direction of your entire day. If you win the morning, you win the day. It's honestly that simple. Now we move to step 3, the dopamine detox. Okay, we have to face the ultimate villain of modern productivity, that glowing little screen in your pocket. Because every single reel you watch, every doom scroll, every time a corporate chat ping pops up, your brain gets an artificial hit of instant pleasure. It's just cheap dopamine. And the huge problem here is that it completely recalibrates your brain. After drowning in all that instant digital pleasure, sitting down to do deep, meaningful project work at the office suddenly feels completely unbearably boring. You physically can't focus because your brain is just screaming for another quick hit of digital junk food. So to fix this, you must take back control of your mind, not just your screen. Set hard time limits on your social media. Turn off those non-essential work notifications when you're trying to do deep, focused tasks. Seriously, just shut them down. And perhaps most importantly, and this sounds crazy, you have to allow yourself to be bored. It's actually in that boredom that your natural focus finally returns, which is what allows you to actually get ahead in your career. Transitioning into the execution phase, we hit step 4, systems over goals. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it contrasts what we all love doing versus what actually works. Everyone loves setting big, shiny goals, right? It feels great in the moment. But the harsh reality is that goals don't actually get things done. It's the daily systems that deliver the results. Vague aspirations just do not work, like get fit. That's an empty goal. But a 30-minute daily workout, that is an actionable system. Or let's look at your career. Getting promoted is super vague, but committing to 1 hour of daily skill learning is a concrete system. You need to build a daily checklist based on these systems where you physically check tasks off. Which brings us to this incredibly powerful phrase, motion creates emotion. We usually think we need to feel good or, feel motivated to start working. But here's the counterintuitive truth. You don't need to feel good to start working. Working actually makes you feel good. Checking tasks off your daily system checklist creates this amazing forward momentum. That motion creates the positive emotion you were sitting around waiting for in the first place. And that brings us to the fifth and final step in this framework. Embrace the hard work. This right here is the ultimate test of character. It's the exact point where successful people completely separate themselves from everyone else. Highly successful people, they don't look for the easiest path. Comfort makes you weak, struggle makes you strong. Constantly seeking comfort absolutely destroys your potential. Actively choosing to be uncomfortable and really leaning into the friction of life, that is how you build genuine mental resilience. It's how character is forged. So how do you actually practice this? By intentionally doing the absolute hardest task first thing in the morning. Engage in productive struggles. Take cold showers, push through a really difficult workout, and tackle your heaviest, most complex work project before you even glance at your inbox. There's a brilliant psychological trick at play here. If you conquer the most difficult task right out of the gate, the entire rest of your day at the company is going to feel incredibly easy by comparison. Let's move to our conclusion and look at the final transformation. So the crucial point is this. We've covered shifting your identity, mastering your mornings, detoxing your dopamine, building systems, and embracing struggle. But this entire 5-step framework isn't just about building some better habits. It is about rebuilding who you are at your core. Discipline is strictly greater than motivation. When you take the right actions every single day, you aren't just changing your routine, you're changing yourself. Disciplined people simply do not wait for motivation to strike. They take action regardless of how they feel. They show up over and over again, day in and day out. This is the definitive difference between winners and losers in any workplace. Which leaves us with the single most important question. Will you start right now? Are you ready? Because if you genuinely want to change your life and your career trajectory, you have to stop passively watching explainers like this one and hoping things will magically improve on their own. You have to commit. So, what's it going to be? Are you going to keep waiting for tomorrow, or are you going to step up right now and say, I am ready? Drop a comment below if you are. Thanks so much for joining me for this deep dive, and I will see you next time.